I think when you came out with Karma and I played it, a lot of people says, oh, classic Donell, and because it sounded like what you used to come up with, and you're doing it today, it almost feels like, well, if he can do it, why can't anyone else do it? Did you?
To be honest, you know what? To be honest with you, man, when I did Karma, and I'm gonna be honest, man, people may say that sounds like my old. It's not really my old style. What I did was that was, to me, Karma is an older sound. My sound was even more young. Like, I wouldn't equate and say Karma sounds like a He Won't Hurt You, or, I mean, it's two different styles.
Yeah.
That style, that Karma style of music, that came back from like the 80s. You know what I'm saying? The 70s, when the stylistics was doing it. The reason I did that record is because on this particular album, what I decided to do was I wanted to talk about love. I wanted to promote love. So on this particular 100% free album, I said, I'm going to do every genre of music that I can to push love. It's not going to be your typical R&B album that people expect from me, because if I'm trying to push love, I want to do it in every genre. So I did a house track that goes to that area. I did a reggae track mixed with a little African that goes to that area. Then I had to do what people expected me. So I did 3 R&B tracks. I did Serious, I did Karma, and also did I forget the name of it, but yeah, I did those records, and then I did a hip hop record, which is Fresh. But my intentions for doing this particular album was to reach as many people as I can with the message of love. If somebody is expecting the regular Donell Jones album R&B all the way through, that's probably never going to happen again, because I never want to be put in a box. My thing is, I want to grow as a songwriter, and if people don't accept that, then that is what it is. But we as creators don't want to do the same thing we did before, because I feel like if you want to listen to that style of music, then you already got those albums. Just go back and listen to those records. I'm always going to be the kind of guy that makes new R&B records, but you'll probably never get a record where it's just going to be R&B from front to end. Because for me that's boring. That's for me, that's playing it safe, and I don't want to play it safe. I want to create things that go far in different places, reach different places. Because for me, it's about love. It's about the messages of love. So I'm trying to reach as many people as I can, and I'm only going to reach a certain amount of people doing R&B. So that's my core. But at the end of the day, I want to spread it out and do other things.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely something it's very adventurous, and I wonder. The idea of having it 100% free is something that people are like, oh, what's the catch? But because it's very rare for anyone to give anything away for free, and especially something as precious as creative music. From your point of view, what was the inspiration for doing something like this?
Because you know what, when the pandemic hit, I just seen the world, man, just go crazy, man. I mean, a lot of people lost their jobs, and I had got a strong thought that you should do a free album. You know, again, I feel like I'm picking up the signal. So I got a strong thought. You should do a free album, and you should name it 100% free. And then the thought came, and the thought came to do different styles and just try to push this message of love. I did it for free because, you know, again, nobody has done it, and I don't want anything back from it. It's okay. You know, what I'm doing now is I put it up for sale on iTunes. People can download it for free from my website, but I have a donate button because I'm also donating 25% of the proceeds to missingkids.org. And that's because, at the beginning of the pandemic, I had learned that 800,000 kids go missing every year. That's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, why not lend my hand? God gave me this talent for free. I didn't pay for it. So why not bless the world with something for free? And I feel like, when you do things from your heart without asking for anything in return, there's going to be so many blessings behind that. And even if they're not, why not do something for people for free? Because at the end of the day, man, like we're here to help. We're not here to take advantage of. Yeah. Things. I'm okay. God has blessed me in so many ways that I'm okay. I can do this. And why not do it?
Yeah. when I'm not doing this, I work as a therapist for children under 18 in the UK, and so the course that you picked up, I think it is something that we probably take for granted. 800,000 kids going missing.
Yes.
So you think about the families. You think
that's
about
1.6 million parents.
Yeah,
that's missing their kids.
Yeah,
that's
the siblings.
Crazy.
But what does the charity, what do they do? Missing kids. What do they help find them, or what's
they
their...
help find? Yeah, they help find them. They also, help the families deal with it. I mean, I don't know how you help people deal with something like that. I just think that, I'm just surprised that a lot of other celebrities are not talking about this. I'm just surprised that we don't see this on the news every day. That's why I wanted to do it, because it's like, why the hell are we not talking about this? This is the biggest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Forget who the goddamn president is or who this is. It's kids out here goddamn missing.
Yeah.
Like, and we're not talking about it. We more fighting over other crazy shit. And, we're not paying attention to the children. The children are our future.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're not protecting them, then what the hell are we doing? So that was my whole thing. And again, me doing this whole 100% free album, it's also, we want to be free again. We want to be free from a lot of things. 100% free represents free from addiction, free from negative thinking. I think, it's okay to enjoy the world, but we overconsume everything. We overconsume. Now we can't even live because we can't live without it.
Yeah.
So my whole thing with pushing 100% free is to be free from everything that may be harming you, because the body is the temple.
Yeah.
And if we're not taking care of this thing, then, I mean, that's why we leave Earth a little bit sooner than we should.
Yeah.
Because we don't pay attention to our house, the house that we live in.
Yeah.
So that was my thing with pushing 100% free. I felt like I got a message, and I felt like I wanted to participate. I didn't have a choice in it.
Yeah.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Yeah. Somebody did ask about where you go when you're writing songs, but then there's a point that I knew that you had to take a time off to meditate. Well, what was the reasoning behind that, and where exactly did you get to go?
I was, man, about maybe 13 years ago, man, I was having a tough time. I was drinking a lot, smoking a lot of marijuana, having a lot of negative thoughts. I was just going through a lot of things mentally that I couldn't explain. It just had me down. And the only thing I could do was self-medicate at that particular time. So I had went on Twitter and I had asked somebody, man, like, what could I do? And the first thing that came was, you should try to meditate. Now, I had never tried it or never did it before. So I went in and researched a little bit and tried to find out what it was about. And I did it one day. And the day that I did it, I had the most excruciating headache ever in my life. It was like my body was fighting me. My body and my mind didn't want to sit there in silence. It just wanted to keep, doing its thing, because that's what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
So I started meditating, man. I kept at it. And eventually, man, you know what? I just started to realize, like, wow, I'm in control. I mean, these are just ideas. These are just suggestions. I don't have to grab every one of them. Yeah. I could just, I could pick and choose which ones I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Then the thought came, cigarettes. Cigarettes started legal. I'm like, that's just a thought. It's just a thought that pops in my mind. And when it pops in, I just got to say no to it. So once I started to realize that, I started applying it to everything. You know what I'm saying? I started applying it and making sure that, look, I'm the master. This is the slave. If whatever idea you come up with, it's up to me to either do it or not to do it. But many people, what they do is they don't even understand the difference between, they just go right into it. They go right into whatever the mind does, they go right into it.
Yeah.
Without thinking about it. To me, that's a slave,
Yeah.
You have to become the master of your house. So what I did was, the better and better I became at meditating, another friend of mine called me and said, you should go to Peru.
Peru.
They have this thing down there called ayahuasca. You should go try it. So I said, you know what? Boom, I'm gonna try it. The very next day, she told me. I went and booked me a flight. Everything just lined up. It was like I was supposed to go. It was meant for me to go. So I went there, man. I stayed in the jungle for 2 weeks.
Is it like a hotel or something? Is it like a camp?
No, it was like it was a retreat. You know, it was probably, they had maybe 15 people. Okay. Were there, and we all stayed in different places. You know, so I was back in the back a little bit more, back in the jungle part, and we all came to meet up late at night. You know, to discuss and to take ayahuasca and things like that. But it was the best experience I've ever had in my life because I had never traveled by myself. I was going to a foreign place. I didn't know the language. I jumped off the plane with a sign saying, you know, take me here. They could have took me anywhere and killed me. So that was the first time in my life that I had to really, really use my faith. Wow. And it showed me that, you know, faith is all we got. You know, we can sit here and try to play like, you know, we in control of these things. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, faith is what took me there and what brought me back home. And I use that I don't worry about anything anymore, man. I just let life happen because it's going to happen anyway.
Did your family and friends notice a difference after you returned?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, again, man, I was an asshole for a couple of years, you know what I'm saying? Because of my alcoholism, because of, you know, so when I started to meditate, people started to see a change in me already because I started, you know, a lot about me was becoming different. Now, a lot of people didn't like the change either because, you know, because while I was drinking and doing all those things, I was also giving a lot of money away and funding a lot of things that I shouldn't have been funding. So as I'm getting better, the people that were taking advantage of me, they didn't want to see a change. Wow. But the people that loved me was very happy and in my corner and was like, yo, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Wow. And I'm happy I am where I am right now, you know, and the stage of my life that I am right now, because I know that, you know, in order to become a better person, that we got to fix self first.
Yeah, you know, as I said, I'm a therapist, CBT, so you get these negative automatic thoughts that come in. It's like going into a bank and the thought comes, can you rob this? And somebody who has anxiety would think, oh, I'm going to rob the place, and they won't go into a bank again. Right. And you have to realize that the thoughts are going to come, but you can control the thoughts.
Yep. And you know what? And another thing that people don't realize is that it's what you pay attention to. You have to pay, you know, stop paying attention to those type of thoughts. Because you know what? I'm not gonna, you know, so I think that, you know, a lot of people don't understand that again, it's what you pay attention to, you know, and you just gotta, I just can't wait for people to start waking up and understanding, man, that who they are inside and what's available to them, you know, if they just change their life, you know. I think a lot of us are just, you know, we're sleepwalking, and we need to understand where the power lies.
Yeah. So I guess finally the album is going to come out. Are we going to expect? Now I did see on your Instagram you were with RL and was it
Carl Thomas and
Carl Thomas? Yeah. So are we expecting a video from Karma anytime soon?
Oh yeah. The video should be. We're just wrapping it up right now. Expect a remix as well. Okay. I don't want to give too much of that away, but it's going to be a really dope remix. And yeah, man, I'm excited, man. The album came out on Valentine's Day. You know, the day that we, you know, said love was Love Day. Yeah. Every day is Love Day, but it released on Valentine's Day. Again, I'm giving 25% of the proceeds to missingkids.org. Or, you know, again, you can go and you can download the album from my website for free. You can buy it on iTunes. You can stream it on all the platforms. It's there for you to do so. And again, I love the fans, man. I appreciate them for rocking with me. But I would love your support so I can, you know, help those kids, man. You know, and again, if you can't, there's no pressure at all. Enjoy the music.
Will we ever see you back on the road again? Is when things calm down, the COVID and stuff?
I can't wait, man. I mean, I really can't wait to get back on stage. It's been a year. You know, I can't remember a time in my life that I said I haven't been on stage in a year. You know, this has been a year, man, and I hate it. I hate it. But, you know, again, we have to follow rules, and I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, are you still part of Untouchables?
Yeah, Eddie's my man, man. Eddie's my man. I mean, we'll always be. You know, got a lot of love and respect for him. I can't wait for this next project, which will be called Elevate. That's when we bring everything back together. You know, I would have had him on this particular album, but again, I was doing it for free, so I didn't want to reach out to none of my friends and ask them to work for free. But this next album, Elevate, is what you would expect from Donell, but on steroids.
Okay, okay. One question I always ask all my guests is that if you were stuck in an elevator and they said, look, it'll take about 2 or 3 hours, what movie would you want to watch before we get you out? What would you pick?
Movie?
Yeah.
I'm picking Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
One of the top 10 movies ever. And then they're about to put the movie on, but they said, look, we can play a song for you before we put the movie on. What song would you request?
Oh, man. I think I'm requesting Michael Jackson, Lady of My Life.
You know, that's my all-time
That's
favorite.
mine. That's my all-time joint right there. Out of all records, is that one.
I mean, Rod Temperton, genius songwriter, but the way Michael delivers the song,
Amazing.
you know, I only listen to the song probably once every other 2 or 3 months because I don't want it. It's like fine wine; you just can't rinse it out and stuff. Back in the 90s, everyone had a Stevie remix and recover, you know, but not many people did the Michael stuff. And I wonder, would you ever consider doing Lady in My Life?
You know what? I didn't do Lady of My Life, but what I did was I did take the track and wrote my own song on it. And it's called Loving You. Okay. If you get a chance, go look it up on YouTube. It's called Loving You. I love that record. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to choose between, I'll always choose Lady of My Life. But I'm saying if I had to choose between any of my other records, Loving You is one of those joints that it should have made my album. But you know, again, Rod Temperton and Mike was like, nah, we're not letting you use that record. But it's a dope record. Okay,
no, definitely check it out. Now I appreciate the fact that you took time. I know you've got another one and probably in less than an hour and stuff. I appreciate taking the time to answer the questions and stuff. It's been fascinating hearing your journey and stuff, and you know, being able to answer the questions that the people have. But I'm going to really make sure people are aware about the missing kids situation, because I think it's important that we understand that, you know, a lot of us lost family members to COVID. And if you know, my dad passed away in December, and so I know now how important it is to obey those kind of rules. But if I had a son or child who was missing, it's the worst thing because you don't know where they are. At least my dad, I know where he's at. But if they're missing, you're constantly thinking, are they coming around and stuff? So it's really important that we really look into that, and I'll be sure to do part of this to make sure that people are aware of this when this goes out and stuff. But I appreciate you, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor, really listening, to really get you on board, and the album, the song "Cry," because I saw that when you put out the promo for the missing kids, but it wasn't on your album. Was it on a previous album? Yeah, "Cry" was on my Journey of a Gemini album. Okay. Yeah. It just made sense to go with that promo because it's missing kids and all of that. Yeah. So that's why I put it on there. But that's not a new song. That song probably about maybe 8-9 years old. And that's the problem, because they didn't, you know, it wasn't going to promote it. That a lot of us, unless we really, you know, and that's the problem that we have with how radio and how the music industry has really shifted. But I appreciate the fact that you and your team are looking to see what can we do to take the streets back. I appreciate the area race back. But I appreciate the interview and stuff. And yeah, thanks a lot, Donell. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Great show, by the way. Great show. I watch your show too. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. All right, my brother.